Well, what's up guys? This is John with Maniacs Garage, and this is not the video that I had hoped for today, but this is the video that you guys are gonna get. And it's gonna be a good one because I'm gonna give a lot of information on the issues that we've had with getting this car running right after we put this turbo on. But before that, I wanna give a little background on what this actually is. Because some of you guys have been with us since the beginning, 2 years now. Some of you guys are brand new. This is a 49 Ford Shoebox body, and it's body swapped on an entire BMW 335i chassis, which includes the motor, the transmission, the rear end, AC, heater, all that stuff, steering column, all BMW. This project started about 2+ years ago. And you guys can see all those videos. We have over 80 videos of the process of getting the car to where it is now. And what we've been dealing with since we had it at the SEMA show in 2021, we've been trying to get this thing to run right. So let me get into that. Okay, so background on the motor and all the performance stuff that we've done to this thing. So this motor is a 6-cylinder inline 3-liter. The car had factory twin turbos. They're mounted down below. They're 2 smaller turbos. We didn't want those. We wanted to do 1 larger turbo sticking through the hood. So what we've done is we've reached out to Garrett Motion, and they partnered up with us on this. So we're running a really cool Garrett G30-900. And I know in some videos in the past I mentioned -700. That was incorrect. This is a G30-900 turbocharger. We're also running a Dock Race exhaust that's made for a single turbo conversion on these cars. We did have to extend that by 10 inches so that it actually brings it up to the proper height, because the BMW engine actually sits a lot lower in this 49 body, and so we had some room to make up, and so we extended it 10 inches, and we're running a Dock Race intake as well with some additional injectors. Here's the thing, I've never really done anything. I'm more of a metal guy, and you know what, even that is from a past life at this point, and so questionable at that as to how good I am really with metal. That's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, we tackled this thing with a few friends, and some had a little more experience than others on getting this turbo together and figured out. But there's so much, because there's all this physical fabrication that you have to do to get the turbo actually mounted, and then you have to route all the oil lines for it. It's oil lubricated, it has water cooled. It's just a lot of stuff that goes into just even getting it there physically. Forget running and all of that still. And forget all the electronics. Once the turbo was mounted, we had to figure out how to run the oil lines, the water lines, all that stuff, all these fittings and all the things that you got to figure out. It's just a lot of work. We got some electronics. We went with JB4 products from Berger Motorsports. And you need that so that this new turbo can communicate, or can be, that's not even the right word, can be controlled properly by the factory ECU on the BMW. So it needs this piggyback system in order to do this communication so that it can control the various aspects of the engine. And that was a huge chore as well, just trying to figure out all that wiring, running all the stuff, and downloading software, and so just a lot of stuff that went into that. So we got it running. After we did the whole body, all the stuff with the car, switching the bodies and everything, and it's lowered. It's got a lot of other work done to it, but we did get it running. We had it out. There's some videos that you can go back and you can see. We were driving around town. It was running. It wasn't running great, but it was running. It wouldn't leave us stranded, but it was finicky, and so we started to go down. Well, we ended up going down a few rabbit trails is what ended up happening. We did put new spark plugs in it. We put new coil packs in it just to freshen it up. You know, the old car had some miles on it already. So it really needed that to be done. We knew that at some point we're gonna have to upgrade the injectors. The factory injectors on this car are pretty dated out at this point, and they're known to start leaking, losing pressure, things like that, not running right. We finally bit the bullet and put new injectors in. Those injectors set us back almost $2,000 just for 6 injectors. It's crazy how much those things are going for nowadays. We finally did that. We put those in. That was a huge, huge thing. We were really hoping that it's gonna just finally take care of everything. We did take it to a shop. Not gonna mention names. They did do some work on it for us. We're grateful for that. However, huge, huge mishap. And as you can see probably from the thumbnail, the hood came open on them on one of their 4th gear pulls. The hood came open, swung up, bent the roof in on the car, punched a hole in the center. So, the car already had a lot of character to it, let's just say. With over 70 years of life, this body certainly has all sorts of history, but we ended up having a lot more damage to it. The hood completely tacoed. I bent it back since. It's better, but it's really bad still. Lost some stuff with the really beautifully powder coated, black trim and hood emblem. Some of those things are pretty rare. The hinge, one of the hinges broke on the other side. So quite a bit of damage. Accidents happen. I'm thankful that nothing else happened to the car. The car did run a little bit better when we got it back, but as soon as I started driving it again, it started throwing codes, started going to limp and just, misfire codes, etc., etc. At this point in the game, the car is running now, and it's only giving me one code, which is an O2 sensor code. It has been replaced, but these are notorious for killing O2 sensors once you do this single turbo kit on it. And it's maybe because of heat, maybe because of the positioning of the O2 sensor, it might get some moisture in there when you shut it off. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with this car at this point. Thanks to my best friend, Robert, you're the man. Robert's so connected in this industry that he finally reached out to one of his contacts, and these guys are like the leaders in BMW performance, and I'm talking like nationally. So big players. They're now, I'm in email contact with them, phone contact. I actually had a couple of phone calls today, and what we're working on now is to just go through this whole car, troubleshoot all the parts that have been replaced, all the parts that haven't been replaced, and be able to get this car over to a dyno, put it on the dyno, have a technician log in remotely, and do some troubleshooting and do some tuning. So I know we're finally coming to the end of this whole performance not running right saga, and we're gonna have this thing screaming, running good, and hopefully you guys will see it out at some local shows. We did take it out to a couple of shows. We were at Fuel Fest after, so we did SEMA in Las Vegas. We did Fuel Fest in Phoenix, and we've done another local show here in Southern Arizona. Pretty big show. We actually have a trophy. I don't know where it is, but here it is. It's for Best of Class Rat Rod. So that was kind of cool. So we've been having some fun with it. I gotta be honest with you, it's been frustrating with this getting the car running right. Spent quite a bit more money than I really wanted to on that side of the things. But that's an important piece of this car, because it's not enough to look crazy, to look the part, with the 4-inch chop, with the 20-inch by 12-inch Hostile Maniacs on the front, 20-inch by 14-inch on the rear, with the Toyo Proxys 305 25s on the front, 345 25s on the rear, crazy suede interior with the status seats. It's just not enough. It's gotta run the part. It's gotta do what it looks like that it can do. So thanks guys. I think this video went on for a little longer than I had hoped, But we do appreciate you guys following this build for all this time. You know, definitely share it with your friends. There's a lot more in store for this. We do have another project already sitting out in the back. I'm not ready to unveil what that is yet. We want to get this dialed in more before we even think about starting on something else. And for those of you who've been watching, you guys know that this is not our primary thing. We're just a bunch of friends building, you know, this and working on some other things here in the shop. This is just a hobby shop. I'm actually a real estate broker in Arizona. If you guys are looking for some real estate deals, there's some really good ones to be had down this way. And the other guys have other jobs and families. So, you know, we just kind of work on this, you know, to have fun. And we want to make sure that, you know, we put out some good content for you guys too at the same time. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, we do want to grow the channel. It has been growing actually pretty cool. It's been pretty fun to see it. And of course, you guys can find us on Instagram and Facebook, Maniacs Garage. And we do have a Maniacs Garage Builds where this car is featured on Instagram as well. So with that, I'm out. Make sure you guys leave a comment for me, and we'll see you guys in the next one.